center, 6'10", number 9, Bobby Orban. At forward, 6'7", wearing deuces, Chris Middleton. Starting at the other guy, standing 6'2", number 0, Damian Lillard. At forward, 6'11", number 34, the Greek Freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Hi everyone, time to get into it. NBA action on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan courtside with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and our reporter tonight on the sideline, David Aldridge. A moment now to see how the schedule is looking for the Bucks. On Wednesday, they'll defend home court against the Indiana Pacers. And then on Friday, they'll be facing Joel Embiid and the Philadelphia 76ers.
And for that matchup with the Thunder, it's never easy going up against the top team in the West. But if they're able to come away with the win, it's going to be a huge confidence booster.
And now Washington's starting group. Paul George is out there with Marvin Bagley. Then it's Johnson. Then it's Clint Capella. And it's Nembhard in at the 2. And for Milwaukee, we'll see the talented pair of Middleton and Giannis.
Right, in order to work through those dog days of the season.
Now, here's Capella. 6 on the shot clock. The Wizards need to get a shot off here. A shot by Nembhard, no good. So the Bucks, their last game, a win against the New York Knicks. Capella against Giannis. 2 free throws coming up.
You know, it's funny. I always forget that D'Angelo Russell is on the team. For some reason, I don't know why. Today, I guess Pat Connaughton's starting at the 2 and D'Angelo's coming off the bench. You know, sometimes he starts, sometimes he doesn't. I don't know. It's just really depends on how the Bucks feel and how he's playing, really. The Bucks actually have a pretty tough schedule coming up between the Thunder and I think the Heat and shit. I think their worst opponent's the Pacers. They're a number 8 seed currently. So yeah, they got a little ways to go. They're kind of in the middle of the pack themselves too. It's a pretty talented team, but they got some holes. As far as us, you know, it's March, so we're in the official area of full slate games. You feel me? Nothing but full slate games for the rest of the season. Beautiful move by me. I love that layup. Yeah, we got 4 games. Trying to go undefeated, but you know, with 4 games, just statistically, probability-wise, it's kind of hard. I've done it before, but I don't know. It's a little hard to just to stay on point all game, every game of the week. Like, it's tough, especially when you're going against, I wouldn't say comp, but, you know, they all right. They all right. As long as Paul George is playing good, I think we can establish ourselves, especially in the playoffs. I think he needs to ramp up. He's been ramping up a little bit, but he needs to ramp up just a tiny bit more before the playoffs start. Oh, my God.
I mean, just an insanely talented athlete who loves to punish that rim.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for the Milwaukee Bucks. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. Back right after this. And so it's Milwaukee holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot of good shots. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Chris Middleton. Chris, it seemed like you all were dictating tempo in the first half. How did you do that?
I think we're getting the styles, grabbing the rebound now, just trying to push and try to get the best shot available.
Problem solved in transition. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Welcome, one and all. Before we hear Kenny and Shaq's insights on that first half, let's look ahead and check out the upcoming schedule.
And for that matchup with the Pacers, well, it should be competitive throughout. Neither team with a clear edge. I just think it's too close to call.
You are so afraid to make a pick, huh? Typical Kenny.
Oh.
Now taking a look at that first half of action. It's been tough sledding for the Washington Wizards.
Their defense is the opposite of disruptive. Listen, in the NBA, everyone's so good. You can't completely shut a team down, but at least make them work for it.
I expect that's what they are discussing at this very moment.
Well, quite honestly, especially when he's operating in the pick and roll.
Bagley with a screen on Lillard. Right side Bagley. Lillard against Johnson. And the foul called on the Cobra. That's his first foul. Just a quick look now at how the point totals have looked over the last several months for him.
It's been surprising to me to see him take a little bit of a tumble lately in terms of what he's doing for them.
The Sixers are honestly a surprise to me, especially how they're doing in real life. You would think, like, I don't know, they would kind of mimic it, especially because they don't have a star other than Maxey and Embiid. I don't know, they're doing pretty well. They're like in the top 5 of the East. So, I mean, shout out to them. Now for us, we're getting our asses whooped this game. I don't know what's going on. Giannis is doing pretty good, but he's not like killing right now. So, you know, we've kind of had chances this whole game, and I don't know. It just hasn't really clicked. Maybe it's the jerseys, bro. Maybe the Bucks just have better luck in the jerseys. Hey, get out the way though. Can't nobody block my shit but Giannis. Get out the way.
Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for the Bucks. And his big game just keeps getting bigger. That quarter sees him get over 30 points. And we'll be right back after this.
I'm telling you, bro, we've been scratching and crawling. My favorite word, scrawling. We've been scrawling just to get within double digits, single digits, and it hasn't really been working like that. The Bucks have just been making shot after shot, and there's really nothing we can do about that. When the team is on, you just got to go offense for offense. You can't just try to ramp up your defense thinking it's going to be on another level against the offense that's going nuts, basically. Like, you're not about to do it, bro. You know, you might as well just go crazy on offense and just hope for the best. Go possession for possession type shit. And we're not really doing that because our offense isn't really as consistent as they were, at least. So, yeah. I'm going to just get my shit off just because I'm angry and I know we're about to lose. All right? So, yeah, is it a petty steal? You damn skippy it is. Is it a petty dunk? You damn right. I'm going to take my L in stride, though. Fuck it.
The win. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. Once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
And we've got David Aldridge standing by on our sideline with the player of the game. David, it's all yours.
Thanks very much. Giannis, you have said in the past you have even more untapped potential. So how did you put your fingerprints on this game?
I'm just here to do whatever it takes to help my team win. Did a great job executing, moving the ball. And this is what we do. This is what we do. We play together, and whatever we do, hopefully we can get a win at the end of the day.
Well, it certainly turned into a win tonight, man. Thanks. Back to you guys.
David, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. And now, our New Balance player of the game, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Giannis finishing with 35. Lillard finishing with 31. Middleton, third leading scorer. That's pretty much the Bucks right there, bro. For real, for real.
The center, 6'10", number 15. Shooting guard, 6'4", number 2, Andrew Nemhart. Starting at the other forward position, 6'9", number 13, Paul George. The other guard, 6'4", number 8, Derek Johnson.
Great to have you with us. We are set to get you over the hump this Wednesday night with another edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. And along with Grant Hill and Doris Burke, I'm Brian Anderson, joined by Ali LaForce, our reporter, and a chance to see the latest edition of the Power Rankings. Always fun to see where everyone in the league stands. Taking a look at the 76ers, no movement for them, maintaining their top 10 spot.
You know, right now for the Wizards, they've surprised so many people with their ability to maintain this astonishing display of dominance. But here they are, the best team in the league late into the season.
So let's take a look at the starters for the Philadelphia 76ers. We've got Maxey. Joel Embiid is out there with Sharp. Then it's Matisse Thybulle, and it's Bey in at the small forward. And for Washington, we've got Clint Capella. Marvin Bagley is out there with
where perimeter play so often is the deciding factor. Tonight, I expect this to be a slugfest inside.
Now here's Maxey. Pass to Embiid. Here's Sharp. For three, Maxey. Capella with a rebound. Here's Nemhart. George scanning the floor. Outside Bagley. This one for three. Nice start for him. Sinking his first.
Speaking of the 76ers, I think we get to find out firsthand how they're number 9 in the power rankings. Going talent for talent. They traded for some people on the Thunder and kind of rounded out a little bit. You know, got rid of Tobias Harris. Tobias is on the team with no pressure whatsoever. The Thunder have zero pressure during the season. They've just been winning and they have enough talent. So he can just chill for he doesn't have any pressure like on the 76ers. We're paying you this much. You got to score something type shit. Like, nah, he's just chilling. But the 76ers are also chilling. I really have no idea how.
And there's the lob.
Oh, the big finish by Bagley. Oh, what a perfect pass to set that up.
Hey, the feed might have been pretty, but the finish, that was angry. Well, a good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. The Sixers on top, up one. And back to the start of the second quarter in just a moment. To the inside.
We're doing good, though. You know we're throwing the kitchen sink at you if we got Capella on the player. You know what I mean? Like, we had Capella on Giannis, and he ended up with 35. Not gonna hold you. But that was as good as it was gonna get, for real. Like, there was no one else on the court that could have done anything. And you seen how Giannis was doing. Can't nobody really stop him for it. So, you know, we're putting Capella on Joel Embiid just because, like, the nigga's big as hell, bro. Sometimes he just has too easy of a shot in the paint, and I don't like it. Shout out to Corey Kispert, but yeah, I don't know. Sometimes he shuts him down. Sometimes Embiid gets the best of him. But just having Capella, period, especially going into the playoffs, bro, like, such a godsend. Such a godsend, bro. Tyrese Maxey and me almost have identical stats. I think the big difference is that one, I could jump higher than him. But nah, I think one of the big differences is rebounding. But I got Joel and he don't. So, I mean, he got Joel and I don't. There we go. So, you know. And I don't know why they have De'Aaron Sharp at the 4.
Johnson's got 4 rebounds in the game.
I'm not really sure what type of spacing they got going on with that.
Kispert.
Between Embiid,
back to Johnson,
Sharp, and I forgot who even started at the 3 for them. Dort? They have a really, like, if it's not Maxey or Embiid, you just have no idea who the fuck is about to be on the court. It's interchangeable. I'm sorry, I love my signature, bro. That shit is so hard. Like, what? It's not quite the Iverson step back, but it's like a custom made one.
Nice defense there to end the quarter. And so it's Washington with a 6-point lead at the close of the quarter. Their key to consistency has been their dominance in the paint. They've been the more physical team. Well, now we have some time to check in with Allie LaForce. Allie.
I'm alongside Coach Nick Nurse, and I know you're not too happy with the execution at the defensive end. What needs to be cleaned up?
Yeah, we're making some mistakes on some of the switches. We're making some mistakes on some of the weak side. And then when we did get them to miss a couple, they tipped them right back in. So lots to clean up there.
Okay, it'll be a tough halftime speech from Coach.
Good to have you with us. With the season in its latter portion, let's look at the Eastern Conference playoff race. As far as these standings go, how much attention did you guys give them when you were still playing?
We always knew our place in the standings and what we needed to get done the rest of the way.
Well, whenever I looked at my partners' teams, they were always behind us. That's all I cared about.
Well, you were in the Eastern Conference.
You were still behind me.
And I was in the West.
Still behind me.
Moving on. In that first half of basketball, things are looking pretty good for the Washington Wizards.
This is why coaches tell their guys, always be ready. We're going to need you. Be ready. And you don't always know which games it'll be. But tonight, they needed scoring from their reserves. Good job, guys.
It's kept them in the game, but I think they'll have to ride their stars down the stretch.
The third quarter comes to a close. It's the Wizards up 8. We've got more in store for you right after this.
The 76ers, 67.
Hold on, bro. I just want to speak to how these Eastern Conference seedings are playing out. Like, the Knicks are way up there without having to do like the in real life trade of trading Julius Randle. They still got the Villanova squad plus Randle. The Hornets are a number 5 seed. Who would have thunk at the same time their roster on paper? I mean, Levine and Sarr with everyone else. It's a pretty good roster. You feel me? The Magic are a number 10 seed. I think they're slowly starting to climb up. They only had like maybe 8 or 9 wins at a certain point. Now they're at 20. You feel me? The Celtics are actually in the playoff seeding. I wouldn't think they would be there. The Pacers, we had a trade with them. They're in the playoff seeding.
Establish their attack down in the paint, and make no mistake, these help their overall confidence.
Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
There is an imagination, a creativity. This guy's passing drives the offense.
And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. Even early on in this game, they appeared happy to be playing at home.
And it makes a huge difference. Once they started to get into a groove, you never really felt like they wouldn't come out on top.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Doris Burke, Allie LaForce, and Grant Hill, and our entire crew, this is Brian Anderson thanking you for tuning in as we leave you with the New Balance Player of the Game.
Was a defensive game. Wasn't really anything exciting. 24, 9, and 3. This is why I average 6 rebounds a game. Let's get into the next one, man. Let's go.
The nation's capital, Washington, D.C. That's the setting for the Cavaliers. The great two-way player, Mikal Bridges, impacts winning, and he's looking to do it tonight as they gear themselves up for the action in Capital One Arena. Cavs, Wizards, the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, and joining me, former NBA players Greg Anthony and Richard Jefferson, and the award-winning David Aldridge is on our sidelines. Now a look at the stats for Caris LeVert.
And the biggest takeaway when you look at his numbers is how good his three-point shooting has been the past 5 games. He's finding the open spots on the perimeter, and when he's getting good looks, boy, he is not missing.
Look at Cleveland's starting group. Mikal Bridges out there with Ben Simmons, and it's Mitchell, and there's Mobley, and it's Porter in at the 1 spot. And for Washington, we've got Johnson. Marvin Bagley is out there with George. Then it's Clint Capella, and it's Nembhard in at the 2 guard. Richard, what a fantastic matchup we have at the center position tonight. 2 of the best in the NBA.
It feels like a gladiator fight when 2 centers go at it. I expect it to be physical right from the start. Wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit of...
So Cleveland will get the first possession. Got a piece of it. Pass to Porter. On the wing, Bridges, defended by George. And that one's good, Mitchell.
The defense got crossed up, and Bridges takes advantage with that pass.
Now Johnson. Outside, George. Back to Johnson. Pass to Nembhard. Shot clock at 6. And the slam dunk by Johnson.
Puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
I'm really not sure if Donovan is going to stay on the Cavs after this season. Everything is done right now, trade deadline and stuff. So he's playing out the season, but I'm not really sure just because, I mean, they're not really an elite team. Not like in real life. In real life, they're like one of the best teams in the league. But I don't know. In this one, it's more bottom tier. They got a rookie starting at point, Craig Porter Jr. He's doing okay for a rookie, but at the same time, it's not like putting them into an elite status. They got rid of Darius Garland. So, from going from Darius Garland to Craig Porter Jr., I can see how, you're a little like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? On top of that, you got Ben Simmons on the team. Donovan Mitchell and Ben Simmons had some type of exchange of words before, back when they were rookies. don't necessarily have the greatest
Bagley the pass to Johnson, and he gets it to go.
So,
Johnson's got 8 points here in this quarter.
and he's actually getting some playing time. I think there's some injuries going on with the Cavs. Either that or not even injuries, just trying out different lineups, you know, trying out where to put people.
Hey everybody, we've seen plenty of action in that first half to chat about. But first, we're taking a look at the power rankings during this late season push.
You look at Cleveland down the final stretch, this is where you want to turn up. They're doing the opposite.
Shaq pulling no punches. They might be folding up their tents and looking to next year. And guys, let's take a look at the Wizards in that first half. Neither side able to build a significant lead through 2.
To be honest, their bench has kept them in this. Love their execution at the offensive end. Those boys are going to play right down to the stretch, believe me.
Well, this is why clubs stockpile scorers. If one of the guys are cold, bam, you've got answers.
Of course, because we're the best team in the league with the best record, the Cavs have just given us their A game, their A++ game. We're actually down right now, and we're just, as I like to say, scrawling right now. We're scrawling, trying to get a lead against a Cavs team that's not even a playoff seeding, bro. What the fuck?
Triple. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Cavaliers lead by 14. They'll be back shortly, live from Washington.
Bro, we already lost the first game of the week. I'm not trying to lose this one. This is definitely a sleeper game. They caught us off guard. But we're not really just making the shots that we usually make, though. I think that's one of the things, too. Like, and defensively, I would say Ben Simmons is doing okay. Like, having Evan Mobley and Ben Simmons down there. Defensively, I don't know about offensive, but defensively, it's kind of tough. Like, it's a little bit tougher than, you know, good for them for figuring out a little way to switch the lineup up and actually do something crazy. Ben Simmons is trying his hardest to be like the star, but you just not the star, bro. You're just not that. Just keep it a beat.
And that's right in his wheel.
And I'm just trying, you know, get my clutch player to do type shit. You did.
His team needs every bit of his production.
Fourth quarter buckets. You did.
It is neck and neck here in the final period.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, let them know. Ah!
This timeout gives them a chance to strategize because
called the timeout and they subbed me out, bro. But when they subbed me out, Paul George hit the buzzer beater. This is the second time I got subbed out, and somebody hit the buzzer beater. The first time was our very first game. Clint Capella hit a full court heave for the game. And now Paul George, 29 points. I still scored more than him, 8 and 6 assists, but his 6 assists and 29 was the best stat line of the game because he won us the game.
The center, 6'10", number 15, Clint Capella. At shooting guard, 6'4", number 2, Andrew Nembhard. Starting at the other forward position, 6'9", number 13, Paul George. 4 inches, number 8, Darren Johnson.
Welcome, everyone. Better way to end the weekend than the NBA on 2K Sports. And on tap tonight, it's the Atlanta Hawks going up against the Washington Wizards at Capital One Arena. Joined by Hall of Famer Grant Hill, NBA champion Steve Smith, and our reporter, Allie LaForce. This is Brian Anderson. As we head towards the playoffs, let's see where the Eastern Conference standings sit. You look at Washington, they're in the pole position right now for the top seed in the conference. And checking out the Hawks, not posing much of a threat right now.
Well, for the Wizards, they've just been relentless coming out of the gates. And what I love is that everyone is focused. You couldn't have asked for a better start.
They were in mid-season form right off the bat. And like you said, that focus, it shows how determined this group is to make this a season to remember.
And now the Atlanta Hawks starters. Lauri Markkanen out there with a Kongwu. Then it's DeAndre Hunter. Then there's Brad.
Challenging every shot.
Outside Hunter. Can they get it? Oh, drew the foul. And he nails the third. When you take a look at the Atlanta Hawks, a team that wants to get back to being a heavyweight, Smitty.
BA, we all remember their magical run in 2021 to the Eastern Conference Finals. That Hawk squad was hungry, and not to just get back there, but get to the NBA Finals.
He really. It's the new look Hawks with Bradley Beal and Lauri Markkanen. And no defense. This team has zero defense. I think last time I dropped like 40 on them. And it's crazy because they have Alex Caruso at point right now. And they still ain't got no defense, man. And also, we're just doing the March thing. This is what the NBA does around, the last couple months between February, March, and then maybe like the last week of April, we start doing like a bunch of just different jerseys, throwbacks, stuff like that. Depending on what Nike does for it. Yeah, they do like a bunch of throwbacks and anniversaries and shit like that, So, we're just following that lead for the rest of the month.
Attack at its best.
And it's helped them build an early lead. They just need to stay aggressive.
And so it's the Atlanta Hawks closing out the quarter ahead by 11 points. Hey, 3 points is better than 2. They built this lead by tacking on that extra point at the end of possessions. We'll be right back after this word. And since the All-Star break, these are the rookie players who have been distinguishing themselves from beyond the arc.
Like I said, it's really fun to play the Hawks. We can do anything we want to against them on the court. Offensively, it just doesn't really matter what they do. It's an automatic dub. So I guess we're 3-1. It looked like we was about to be 2-2 when we played the Cavs, but thank God for Paul George. But yeah, looks like we're at 3-1.
We saw 2 different teams tonight. One played with confidence, operating flawlessly. The other just looked lost.
And the energy in this building was awesome. The crowd was involved from the jump, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see how it all came together.
We'll see you at the next.
All right, now let's check in with Allie LaForce. Allie, what do you have?
Paul, what a great team effort defensively. What were the points of emphasis?
We do a great job of helping one another and being in gaps. And, if we're going to get beat, it's going to have to be, beaten by contested shots and the ball being swung. So that's what we have to do. We have to sit down, guard guys, and, make them play on the offensive end as a team.
Defense certainly has to be a full team effort, and it paid off tonight. Thanks, Paul.
Thanks, Allie. Great again. And that about wraps it up. For Allie LaForce, Grant Hill, and Steve Smith, this is Brian Anderson with our 2K Sports crew signing off. We leave you now with our New Balance Player of the Game.
We got Bogdanovich as our leading scorer for the Hawks, marking in with the double-double. Bradley Beal only had 18 minutes. He got injured in the middle of the game. You're going to see that in the post on YouTube. Got to look at the post, y'all. 22, 10, and 7, almost had a triple-double, 2 turnovers, 17 points, 16 and 9, almost had a double-double from Paul George. Let's see how bad the Bradley Beal injury is. Ooh-wee. High right ankle sprain, 4 to 6 weeks. That's okay. We are going to go to week 24 next week. I'll see you then. Like and subscribe.